Welcome to the first episode, MM3 podcast. We got 8 athletes here, 4 of which going on to play university athletics, and let's get into it. We're going to start with some introductions. My name is Morgan, MM3. I play football, going to play University of Guelph.
My name is Bridge, Aiden William McCambridge, full name. Play hockey and golf. I'm pursuing my next year, not for sports, but for business at Pennsylvania State University.
My name's Tanner. I golf and I play rugby. And I'm actually committed to Langara, so we're moving on big things.
Hey, I didn't know. My name's Oscar McPhee. I'm committed to the Varsity Blues at Toronto University, going to kinesiology, hoping to pursue a degree in medicine somewhere down the road, playing football there. But that's what I got going on for me right now.
All right, Luke Roberts, 12 handicap. Snowboard on the weekends when I'm not golfing, you know how it is.
Yeah, of course.
KPU for business next year.
Okay, solid.
Nice. All right, JB.
Playing rugby since grade 5. You know, my dad got me into it when I was at a young age, and yeah, I'm committed to UBC rugby next year.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Ferda. I didn't know that.
Alright.
Darius
Matthew Hanna, aka D Hanna.
My cousin's name is Matthew.
That's not.
Committed to the University of Calgary for football and golf.
Dean Walker.
Currently relying at a +2 handicap. And I'm committed to play defensive back. I'm also going to business as well, where I plan to major in finance. So yeah, Darius Matthew Hanna.
Jacob, what was your experience like?
In that room, what was your experience like in that room?
Being an athlete with one eye. And what challenges did you face?
Yeah. Growing up with cancer, I lost my eye when I was a year old. Proof.
We believe you.
Two, rare type of cancer. Oh, get back
That's
in
CGI.
there. Get back in there.
You won't go back.
Rare type of cancer called retinoblastoma. Don't know if you've heard of it. It's mad rare and shit.
Skibbity or not?
Sorry?
Skibbity or no? Not skibbity.
It's not skibbity. No.
Skibbity or
It's
not?
actually you can't treat it with chemo. You gotta take it out.
Or you just goon.
Yeah, but like growing up, like obviously the depth perception, right? Because you need 2 eyes in order to perceive the depth of a moving object. So a sport with like heavy amounts of hand-eye coordination wouldn't be for me. Like I played baseball. Was I on your team, Morgan?
No, but I remember you
I
were
was
home
with-
running.
I was
you're
on
on
your
the
team,
red
right,
team.
Tanner?
You're on Josh's
Yeah.
team.
Like, I don't know, I was always a bigger kid growing up, but I could never hit the ball. But when I hit that ball, it was a fucking dinger.
Any challenges with your recruiting process with coaches like?
I actually didn't.
Um,
Because the thing is with rugby, you know, it's a beautiful sport, very inclusive. And as a forward, there isn't a insane amount of, like, precise handling. It's a little bit more kind of rough around the edges. So there isn't a huge, like, it's not a huge limiting factor that I have a smaller skill ceiling in terms of, like, ball handling and stuff like that. So I kind of rose above other players in terms of my, like, strength and speed.
Stuff you can control, stuff you
Yeah,
can
Jacob,
stuff
I got a
like,
question for
I
you.
really
Maximize
played into
the
my
stuff.
strengths.
Yeah, you
Jacob,
maximize
Jacob,
the stuff
yeah.
you can
Jacob,
control.
I have a question for you, Jacob. So, if there's someone in rugby, and they're like, damn, this guy's pretty good. Like, we're like similar level, similar size, speed, whatever. Do you think, oh, he has the edge on me because he has 2 eyes? Do you ever think that? Like, oh, this guy has the edge on me because he has 2
No.
eyes? You don't ever think that's you don't think that's a
Nah,
factor?
he's gonna outwork him.
Well,
He's
because
gonna outwork him.
I'm just a question, Oscar. Shut the fuck
well,
up.
honestly,
Hey,
because
don't swear.
I've been without an eye for I guess 17 years now, right? So I have no idea what it feels like to have 2 eyes. So to me, essentially, like it just feels normal.
Yeah.
And I've been handling balls for so long, especially the rugby ball, that like I feel very comfortable with it, and I have muscle, like I don't know how to explain it really, but I feel like
It's
have
like
a
you
lot
just
of,
have like instincts.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know, like I make mistakes sometimes in practice because I try to feed into my muscle memory, try to like play certain ways that I know how to play, but I mean, I don't know. It's different with the high school team than
You being like behind the ball, like you being like, oh, I have one eye. Did that like motivate you to work harder and say like?
No, it
oh,
definitely
Did you
did.
just say behind the ball?
Yeah.
No, it definitely
Behind
did.
the ball, like. You're,
Like,
you know what I mean?
It's a good reference.
like I think kind of going into high
Behind
school.
in the count is what I mean.
Yeah. Like going to high school, like even with like football too, as like stuff got more competitive, I definitely like had like I had a drive to kind of like show everyone that it didn't really matter.
It doesn't
Oh, yeah,
matter.
for sure.
That I just it's. I think you've left a legacy in Tawasin.
I 100% think so.
I think I did. I think I.
For what do you
For
leave
what
legacy
reason?
for?
What records did you break?
0 records.
I mean, maybe.
I was in the paper for Team BC.
Okay.
Offensive MVP.
Do you think
You have the record of
you think
most
you've
for,
influenced younger
wide
players?
receiver.
Influence younger players? I think I
Oh.
do. There's this one guy named Easton who moved here from Kelowna. I've never talked to him, but he always reposts my Bisco, so it makes me feel like.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a question for Darius.
Speaking.
Well, why are you?
Darius,
speaking
as a
into it?
quarterback, you played many years. Switching your positions in your senior year.
Oh yeah.
What were
that's a hot
what were the
topic.
challenges like that for you?
Good topic.
And
That's
talk about
a
the
very,
culture and
like,
everything that went into it.
That's a very personal question, and for me, I don't like getting into it much.
But
but-
you will for the pod.
I will for the pod. Like, it was very, like, it was definitely very hard for me. Because, like, grade 9, we had COVID.
Especially a younger,
Great case of
worse
great-
quarterback.
Grade 9.
On record.
Grade 9, it was the COVID year. Grade 10, injured. And then grade 11 and 12, I dealt with this coach that did not get along with well. But I can't really tell now, but I think it was the better thing that's gonna happen. Because I got multiple offers on the defense, and I'm playing defense next year. And I honestly think that like
Was it a
I
bust?
think I can't really tell right now because it's really soon to tell. But I think overall, like, in the next 4 or 5 years, I'm gonna look back and be like, "Whoa,
What was
that
it?
was that I knew that needed to happen."
Was it a blessing in
Darius,
disguise?
would you like to pursue a career in golf?
No. What was the recruiting challenges with you? As you only had 1 year of film as being a DB, but with Morgan and Oscar, they had 3 seasons of film, but you only had 1.
Okay,
You don't
so
really use
hold
your
on, let me
opinion.
talk. Let me talk.
Yeah,
Their
actually,
first season of
his
film,
marketability is actually really
their
impressive.
first season of film doesn't really count.
Doesn't
Wow,
count.
that's
It's
already
It's
Grade 10
grade
offer.
10 JV film doesn't count.
Who, me?
Yeah.
You didn't get an offer.
Grade 11 film matters, like to build up the relationships a lot, but it doesn't. The grade 12 film is the film
that's
that matters the
true.
most.
And it's honestly like
If you
makes
like,
you
you're not gonna get off unless you ball in grade 12. Like Dawson had really good at grade 11 film, but grade 12 film wasn't the best.
Yeah, but that's
If he switched his film though.
Yeah, if he marketed it, okay, it's not sorry, it's not part of it.
Yeah, but I feel like since I had good grade, if you have a really good senior season, which I did, you will get offers. If you don't, you won't. So
Okay.
And it's also with football especially, is you can look at a player like Dawson, one of the best receivers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's he's so good at receiver. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
But if you don't put that film out, especially in football, because no coaches, especially in BC, are coming out. In Ontario, it's different. Coaches will come out to your practice and come out to your games and watch you play, and so that's how a lot of people get recruited, right? It's not as big on the highlight tapes and stuff like that. But when you're in BC trying to get recruited by an Ontario school, it's so much of you putting that film out there and you texting every coach.
Yeah.
Texting them, they don't text you back, you text them again. It's you putting in that work, and if you really wanted it, you can get it. You just have to put in that work to.
yeah, but
Like,
if
get
you don't
recruited.
have good film,
Yeah,
you
they're
don't
not
get
gonna recruit
offers.
you,
There's
obviously.
a lot of kids
Yeah, obviously.
who don't have the best film, and
They won't get offers.
They
But I'm
just
saying
don't get
Dawson
offers.
had the film to get offers. He had the film to get offers.
Yeah,
100%.
he
just
did.
didn't. He didn't market himself properly. I guess. I'm not sure.
yeah.
Let's talk about next year. Are you guys excited, or are you?
No.
Are you?
Boys,
Let's go around
next
the circle.
when you guys are hearing this, I will be in Calgary for training camp.
Hey, Darius is going to.
Yes, sir.
And best of luck, man.
Yeah. So
That's the clap.
So let's go around the circle.
Around the circle,
and-
how
and
excited? What are you most
plan our
excited
thoughts
for
on next year?
Yeah.
Fuck, boys.
Oh.
Give me.
Or maybe
Butterflies.
your plans for next year too, your big goals.
Yeah, let's talk about goals for next season.
It could be-
Starting this summer.
It could be athletic or just general
athletic,
life goals.
academic, fucking life goals,
general life
golf
goals,
goals.
Golf goals.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
I think we gotta get deeper than golf.
Get deeper. Let's go.
All right,
maybe relationship goals.
starting with me. Next year, I'm going to study geography at University of Guelph, and I have a hard class coming in with me with the other 3 receivers coming up from the States, but I mean, if they're coming to Canada from the States, they can't be that good. So that gives me some confidence. My goal is not to redshirt, and if I put in all the work and I still redshirt, I'm okay with that because I know I put in the work. But if I don't put in the work and I redshirt, then I think I would have more challenges accepting that because I didn't give it all my all.
Morgan, I got a question right now. Are you currently putting in the work?
No.
Why?
Well, I'm putting in the gym, in the weight room. I'd say I am.
What do you bench press right now?
205. I failed 215.
But could it be 2 plates though? Like
It depends what happens with my knee. On how next.
Let's get into that. Talk about the knee.
I'm struggling with knee issues right now. I injured my MCL in October 2022, and I never really I didn't rehab it at all.
you have to.
I played a 7-on-7 season, injured in the final tournament of the 7-on-7 season, couldn't finish, and then this 7-on-7 season I also injured my knee, couldn't finish. But yeah, I also I went through a tough time after I got shoulder surgery after my grade 10 season, and that I think showed me what not to do for university.
That was the prime
Yeah.
of my life.
Prime MM3.
Alright, Bridge.
Put up a picture of Prime MM3 right
Me eating the lumberjack sandwich.
Yeah, with the buzz cut. No, do the buzz cut photo first, like you getting your hair buzz, and then just a compilation of photos after for the next year.
Just a 5-minute.
Honestly, me,
I'm
I'm so hyped for next year. Bridge. It's gonna be awesome.
Penn State University.
It's gonna be
What do you
awesome.
think that's gonna be like, man? Whole new people, new group of friends.
It's gonna be a whole lot of further.
Going back to your home country though.
Yeah, going back
Yeah.
to the
Damn right, going back to the Freedom Land,
land
US
of
of A.
free.
Yeah.
Absolutely fired up.
You've got
First
you
home
got
game of the season, the whiteout game is gonna be absolutely epic.
you got any thoughts?
Bridge, I have a question for you.
Yep.
So, like, I know you've moved around a lot in your life.
Yes.
This is a two-parter. First of all, like, how has that, like, positively, negatively affect you? And second of all, like, do you think that's, like, gonna help, like, going to university and, like, meeting new people there? Because, like, I'm just not sure.
100%.
You think
I've
it's gonna
moved
help?
like 5 times,
Yeah.
and like the social aspect, like being able to meet new people so easily,
Yeah,
has really helped me excel in life.
yeah.
And moving into next year, I think that's gonna help me a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm pledging, and
Yeah.
You going to frat first year?
why would I not?
Oh,
Why would
you're
I
like,
not? Why would I not
you're
rush?
one of the
next
cool.
year?
go,
You're just one of those guys. Like, I'm sorry to glaze here, but it's just like you know, in res first year. Fuck that, bud. Frat.
Buddy, I'm rushing first year, but I'm not kidding.
Stop.
I
Like,
want
2
to
weeks
join a
in.
frat so badly,
Yeah, we'll
boys.
just like go to
Like
the
I'm
States.
guys,
You can
I
join
want
a
to
frat at Calgary. You can join
year
it.
2, probably.
Why not?
Why year 2? What's up with the not year 1 rushing? Why would you
Yeah.
not rush year 1?
You have
So
to rush.
stupid.
I just want to join a frat, boys.
Are you
You
joining
can
the frat?
stay in res and still rush a frat. You just don't have to sleep at
Why
the
would
frat.
you not rush a frat first year? That's how you
Yeah.
make all your friends. When I went to go visit my sister at Mississippi, they all said like the number 1 advice is to rush first year because that's when you meet like your
But like,
favorite
I feel like
people.
Canadians so much different than Americans.
Yeah.
Oh, Canadian frat's not the same.
Not the same.
Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the MM3 podcast. Today we are here with.
My name's Tanner.
He is a golfer. He is rather going to go to TRU for golf next year, or he is going to go to Langara for business. He does not know yet.
Probably TRU.
Yeah.
Probably TRU.
Today we will be talking to Tanner about the differences, because Tanner is a multi-sport athlete. He plays baseball, basketball, football, everything, soccer. So we will be talking about the differences in the recruitment process from those sports compared to golf, because golf, when you think of golf, you don't think of university like athletics. You think, you know, old white guy course. You know what I'm saying? So Tanner, what was like the beginning of your recruitment process like for you in golf, and when did it start? How did it start?
So, like, I just was playing at Beach Grove a lot, and then I was talking to the pros there, and they were like, they noticed that I played a lot, and I know them, so I played with them, and they're like, you're pretty good, like, you should start, like, just like, sending out videos and emails and stuff. Like, basically, you just have to put yourself out there.
Network.
Yeah, that's all it is, really.
And then How do you network in golf? How do you network in the golf community?
I did it like through the pros at Beach Grove because they'll know like who to talk to and
Got you good connections?
yeah, like they know what people to talk to and they set me up nice. They got me good.
Define networking for the viewers.
Networking is basically just talking to people and getting something out of it.
Yeah.
It's basically using people, but in a good way,
Yes.
not a negative way.
Golf is a lot different from many other sports because it is half physical, half mental. It is a huge mental game. So Tanner, how did you overcome those like mental struggles on the course? Say you hit a bad shot, but you gotta keep your composure. How do you do that?
So like, nothing's worse than when you go up on a tee, up to the first tee in a tournament and just absolutely crank it into the woods. So you gotta stay focused. You don't want to let it bother you. So you just gotta kind of go through what you know you can do.
This is
Take your time. Just take your time and hit it flush. Hit it nice.
What do you tell yourself when you're walking up to the ball to keep your composure?
Is this after like a good shot or a bad shot?
And like, if you hit a bad shot compared to a good shot, and you're going up to hit the ball after, say, your bad shot or good shot, is there anything you do different between a bad shot?
If it's a good shot, I don't really think. I don't think about anything. I'm just locked in. If it's a bad shot, thinking about more, just about what to focus on, like focusing on my backswing and just making sure I do what I want to do.
Yes. And so you play soccer as well, right?
Yeah.
And baseball.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest differences between, let's say, soccer and golf in the recruitment process? Like, because I feel like coming from Canada, it's harder to get recruited for soccer than it is for golf. And did that have anything to do with your decision on what sport you want to pursue?
Yeah, soccer is definitely harder because there's a lot more competition. Like, especially in high school, like there's people golf in high school, but it's like we have like 5 people on the golf team. It's not like soccer where there's like 30 people trying to try out and all of them could make it. So that was the main thing. And for golf, for the recruiting, I think you just have to like, it's more about networking than it is in soccer. Like you just have to talk to coaches, talk to universities.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have to deal with any injuries throughout your sports career? And if you did,
Yeah,
what were those injuries?
When I was golfing, I was walking down after a par 3, just dialed it in, and I fucking just rolled my ankle.
Where?
Beach Grove, second hole. Just walking off the tee box, and I just
was
rolled
this,
it. I was out of commission for 3 weeks.
Was this in a tournament?
Yeah, I had to withdraw due to injury.
Seriously?
Yeah, pretty serious.
That's tough. And what does that look like on your like scorecard? Like, are you just disqualified from the
You're
tournament?
just DQ'd. You just got DQ'd, yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, it was probably one of the worst days of my life.
Yeah.
Or that time when I got a blister on my finger and I couldn't grip the club properly, so
That's tough. That's tough.
I had to withdraw too.
Yeah, I feel it. What is your training routine for golf? Give me Monday through Sunday.
Okay. So I hit the range, at least just range sessions 3 times a week. Probably, I'd say I alternate. So one day is just range session and the other day I play.
Okay.
That's what I try to do. So 3 days range session, 2 days just playing around, getting out there.
I see. And let's say you have a tournament on Friday.
Yeah.
Give me what your week will look like.
Okay, so Tuesday I'll probably just play around at Beach Grove, see what's going good. Actually, Monday I play around, see what's working, see what's not working. Then Tuesday and Thursday I'll be at the range working on it, and then Wednesday just an off day, just to chill. Like you don't want to overwork yourself, like golf's pretty hard on the back, so like you gotta take a rest every once in a while. But just hit the range Thursday, Tuesday, see what's not working, try to get it to work, and then go into Friday at peak confidence.
Okay, I like that. Now let's say you're playing around And golf, when you play golf, it's a 4-hour game. You're playing 18 holes.
Yeah.
So, and you're walking it all. What do you do? What tricks, tips for new golfers? What would you tell a new golfer, a beginner golfer, on how to handle the mental challenges of golf throughout a 4-hour session, like staying locked in for 4 hours?
Play with people you like.
Play with people you like?
Yeah, if you're just playing with friends, it doesn't even feel like 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's like an hour. And if you're playing with nobody you know, and you're not very good at golf, just have fun. Do your best. Be a long round.
Yes. And there is a lot of heat and controversy about golf courses. Like, are you a big preacher of fill your divots, fix your ball marks?
Oh yeah, you gotta keep the course in pristine condition. Like, it's important. If you don't fill your divot, you're scumbag. You are the reason we have problems on Earth. The people that don't fill divots, you can never trust them.
All right. You're walking up to the range before a round. Give me your routine before a tournament.
At least 20 minutes of stretching. You don't want to be cramping up out there. You want your body to be flowing nicely. You want the blood flowing. Then I'll go to the range, start off with some wedges. Then I'll move to short irons and long irons. And then the big boys, the 3 woods and the drivers. And then I'll probably go chip and putt afterwards.
Chip and putt.
And then start my round.
When you're in the range, do you say you're playing a par 4, do you visualize okay, I'm gonna hit my driver here?
Yeah. You want to visualize.
You play the hole?
I visualize the first hole. So I'll go up, hit my drive, and then hopefully be where I want to be. And then hit my second shot, put it within 3 feet, and then boom, tap an eagle.
Yeah.
That's how the first hole goes on a par 5 at Beach Grove.
Yeah. How did you get into golf? And when did you start? And what was that like?
So, my uncle in Mission, I was out there one time when I was 6 years old, and he took me to the golf course with my kids' clubs. And that was the first time I ever played golf. He took me to a pitch and putt in the middle of nowhere in Mission. That's where I learned. That's when I first golfed, and I hated it. Yeah, I didn't like it. I was not a fan at first. And I probably didn't play for about 5 years. And then, grade 7, I got a membership at Beach Grove, and it changed my life.
Really?
Yep, been there every day since. I've just been golfing nonstop since grade 7.
What do you think the change was from when you were 6 to
Probably
grade 7?
just maturity.
Yeah.
Like, being out on a course for even 2 hours is tough for a kid, especially when you're just not. You can't do anything. It's it's so big. You have no power. It's meant. You need to be
It's a men's game.
Yeah, or you need to be introduced to it better. You can't just go straight onto the course.
Yeah.
No kid's gonna like that.
True. You do a lot for the game of golf in Tsawwassen.
Yep.
You organize the tournaments. You've done charity tournaments. Tanner won a tournament at Beach Grove. And you win $500, but it was a charity tournament, so Tanner gave that $500 to charity.
Yep.
What was the charity?
It was to donate water to struggling kids in Uganda.
Right.
The Tekra Foundation.
Oh,
I believe it's
Tekra.
what it's called.
Okay. For the game of golf.
Yeah.
What has the game of golf done for you?
I feel like it's given me some purpose. I'm not big into school, but once that bell rings and I can just head to the course, man, that's the real me. That's the true me. Off the drugs, off the pills, everything. That's the real me on the course.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's definitely giving me purpose in life, and it definitely helps me control my emotions. Because I have major anger issues, but you can't be having that on the course. Otherwise, it looks like you ripped a few Dustin Johnsons before the round. It's messy. So
Yeah.
it's definitely allowed me to keep my emotions in check.
Yeah. Good. Hey guys, welcome back to the 3rd episode of the MM3 podcast. Today we're here with
Darius Hanna.
and
Oscar McPhee.
Darius. What are you doing next year?
I'm going to the University of Calgary to play football, and I'm also taking business, and I play defensive back.
Nice. Oscar?
I'm going to the University of Toronto. I'm playing football. I play defensive back as well, and I'm going into kinesiology.
Nice. Darius, introduce yourself. What has your football career looked like?
I've been playing, first of all, I just want to say football is my passion. I'm a multi-sport athlete. I'm also a 7.2 handicap in golf as well. But my football career has been a mix of up and downs. And it's all started off when I was in preschool and I watched my brother play. And I'm like, Mom, can I please do this? Can I please do this? She's like, one more year. I go, and I realized it was flag football. And I was like, fuck. Like, when do I get to do the tackle football, the real football? And I just had to wait 2 years. And then after that 2 years, I was in grade 2, and they wanted to switch the second and third graders to only flag again. But I didn't have any of it because we didn't have enough kids for a tackle team. So I went around my school. Every kid I saw, I'm like, come play tackle football. Before I've ever even played, come play tackle football. We ended up getting enough kids. And then from the second grade all the way to grade 12, I've played football every single year besides 9th and 10th grade with COVID. My early days, I've kind of played every position, quarterback, receiver, whatever the coach needed me to do. Grade 8, I kind of started. The reason why, grade 8, I kind of dedicated or just kind of like, I'm going to play QB. Because whenever I go to the turf with my friends, no one else could throw. So I'm like, okay. I was always the one throwing. So I was never getting any reps at receiver. Like I used to play receiver when I was younger. So I was always throwing. And then I was kind of went to play QB. So then grade 8, I had a season with.
What was that like? Were you excited to play quarterback, or were you wishing you were playing receiver? Like, did you feel like
I didn't, for me.
Forced or what?
For me. I just wanted to get the ball in my hands because I know when I get the ball in my hands, I can do whatever. I can just help the team win. I can just make plays. So I didn't really care if I was a receiver or quarterback. I just wanted the ball in my hands because I was never a big player on defense up until recently. I was always just, I want to be in the offense. Didn't care where. I even played running back too. I just wanted to get the ball in my hands. Whenever I got the ball in my hands, that's when I was in my state. That's when I do well. Grade 8. I played quarterback for the Rams, my last year for the Rams. Played with Oscar and some other guys around Tawasin. We're playing university football next year, Ryan Roberts, Dawson Schoberg. And it was a good season. I won MVP for the team. Grade 9, we had a COVID year. Grade 9 was my first year of high school football. It was COVID year. Grade 10, broke my collarbone. Grade 11, I backed up the grade 12 starting quarterback. And then grade 12, the quarterback who was a year younger than me ended up taking my spot. There's whatever factors, whatever, he took my spot. It was really hard on me, but I have so much passion and drive for the sport that I didn't want to give up. I talked to our defensive coordinator. He's like, fuck it, we'll put you in defense. I go on defense. I did pretty well during the season. Ended up getting 5 different offers to play in youth sports football. And I ended up choosing one to go to University of Calgary. And I went there for spring camp a month ago. I did really well. I've been going really hard at defensive back. Just a heads up, grade 12 was my first year defensive back. So I did well. I just got back from spring camp like a month ago at Calgary. Did really good. And now in the fall, I'm going out to Calgary again to play my first year there at university. So yeah, that's been my career. It's been everything basically that's happened with me so far. And I hope that I can just keep pushing and keep moving forward because no one will outwork me. That's the facts.
And Oscar, tell me about your football experience, because I know it was quite different than Oscar's, or than Darius's.
Yeah, for sure. So I started playing football a lot later. I started playing around grade 5. I think I played flag football for the first time. And I was okay. I wasn't great. I didn't make the gold team. I flagged the first year.
But you were the best player in the league.
But I was the best player in the league, man.
I
don't know about that. I was pretty good.
You really wanted to.
But I didn't make the and I loved it. Like immediately, I loved because I was always a soccer guy and a hockey guy before that, and then I went out and started playing flag, and I love the compete you get in football, and that like you can work like by yourself and you can make an impact on that game, and it's a lot different than soccer and hockey in that way. But played in grade 5, 6, started playing flag, and then grade 8 is my first year playing tackle because my mom didn't really want me to play because of like head injuries and all the stuff around that. But played tackle football grade 8, and I was pretty small. I wasn't the best player, but I loved being out there on the field. And my favorite thing in football still to this day is being on defense and being able to like hit, and I've always loved that. But I wasn't big enough to hit going in grade 8, and then grade 9 I came to SDSS for the first year, transferred from South Point because I wanted to play football, and then COVID happened. Grade 10 season, my first actual year of football was really good. I was playing receiver, I was playing DB, and it was a good year, but I don't think I wasn't a big impactor on the field, I don't think, in my opinion. Like I wasn't too good. But then going to grade 11, I hit a growth spurt, and I was in the gym quite a bit. I got bigger, got faster, and then grade 11 season, I was the junior captain on our team, and playing free safety mostly, and a little bit of receiver. I was conference all-star that year, and it was a really big breakthrough year, and that's when I was like, okay, I need to lock in on this football. Like, this is gonna be my future. Like, I love this game. I went out to a Toronto camp that summer because I've always like, University of Toronto is a really great academic school, and my parents have always wanted me to go there just for the academic experience you get there. Went out to the camp in Toronto and balled out. Got a full scholarship offer to go play football there at that camp, and then played my grade 12 season, committed to Toronto pretty early. And the grade 12 year, I was a captain on that team, and I love that team, man. Like those were the best days of football. Like I think these guys can all agree. Like that was, It was amazing playing with all like my best friends, and you're in the locker room, and being a leader on that team was honestly it was a blessing.
It was a privilege.
It was a privilege because Morgan was a captain with me, and it was a privilege to lead that team. We did really well. We had some issues. Obviously, there's some issues with our coaching staff. There's some issues with player, so I think we were kind of held back. But me personally, I thought I did pretty well. And now I'm looking forward to playing football in the fall at Toronto, and trying to make a difference there, playing a half or corner out there.
Yeah. Going back to like the start of your football journey, why do you think, what was the biggest factor why you decided to start playing football in grade 5? Was there anything, or was it just kind of like, hey,
it was actually, there's
play
this guy, my brother's best friend at the time, his name is Jesse. He like would always, he was a big football guy. Like he was just known as that football guy, and he'd always try to convince me. He's like, yo man, like you gotta play football, bro, like you gotta play this. And I'm like, all right man, like I've never really tried it. I've always, like, I was a big soccer guy. Like I played Metro soccer, and I thought that was gonna be my sport, but playing football, I don't know, something just clicked, and I just loved it like that. So Jesse was really the guy that got me into football. And then obviously met Darius. I met a lot of my friends through football, and it's been good. I think the biggest thing why I switched from, like, I quit soccer and I quit hockey, it's the camaraderie, I think, that you have on a football team.
Yeah.
Like that brotherhood,
Definitely.
you can't beat that. And you're playing with like the same guys like almost every year, which is crazy. Like it's the same group of guys that you're playing with almost every year, and you develop this brotherhood. Like during that season, like those guys are your family, like those guys are your best friends. Like you don't really talk to anyone else that's not on the team. Like there's a lot of guys that we played football with last year that I don't talk to very much anymore. Like I wish I did, but during the season, like those were like my best friends. Like I love those. I think that's
Darius, take me through the recruitment process. What was that like for you, switching positions so late in your career?
Yeah, so recruitment process. Okay, grade 11, I didn't really have much film. I had a little bit of film. It was actually not bad. Sent it out to coaches. Not very many replied, but like some big schools replied, like Western, Queens. They actually really said they really liked what they liked the instinct and like the athleticism that I showed on my grade 11 tape. And then that was, but like there's nothing really there because we don't have much film. It's hard to get a scholarship offer. yeah. But then grade 12, I still, after like switching positions, I still got some reps on quarterback, and I made some like really good athletic plays. And you put that with the defensive plays that I made. And so mid-season, halfway through, I sent out my film to like a whole bunch of different coaches across U Sports. And I'm very grateful. I made some very like big plays. Like in those first few games, I made like 2 like really impactful plays that like, and I put them. I'll show.
No.
Yeah. The first play was our first game of the year. I punted the ball, and then I ran all the way down, like, I don't know, 70 yards, 60 yards. And then I tackled the guy. And, like, it was just a really good athletic football play.
That never happens. When the punter makes the tackle, that never happens.
It was a really good athletic play. And all the coaches I sent my film out, they all, like, basically all of them responded. And they all talked about that play. Because it was a really good play. And then a couple games later, we were playing this team, a really bad team, Handsworth. And obviously the coaches who recruited me, they know probably Handsworth's a really bad team, but like, I don't know. I made like a 96-yard pick six. So I was on defense. I picked off the quarterback, intercepted him, and then ran 96 yards for a touchdown. So like those are 2 like really big plays. And I don't know if I didn't make those plays, I don't know if I would be where I am right now. Because those were like, I put them at the start of my highlight tape, and coaches love those 2 plays, and that really helped. So when I had those plays and combined with some other really good athletic runs and tackles, I kind of put that together and make the clips really short and edit it really well. Sent it out to coaches. Coaches like, okay, let's get on a call. Let's do this. Go on visits, and then get offered, whatever, and then to make my decision to go to Calgary. So, yeah, that's kind of how the process worked for me. Just made some good plays. The coaches liked it, and they wanted to get me.
Yeah. Oscar, what was your recruitment process like?
My recruitment process was very different because it was more like I went out there in the summer, and I got they had like a little camp out there in the summer, so I went on that camp, and then the coach, he like brought me up in his room, and he just gave me my offer like right there and then. And so
how did that feel? Like you fly halfway across the country to show yourself, like
it's a big risk,
and it pays off. Like how did that feel?
Oh my gosh, man, it felt amazing. Like you go out there and you're playing against like all these guys from Ontario like you've never seen before, and you're playing in front of these coaches you're trying to impress. So every drill, like every play, you're going 100%. You're pretty nervous like the whole time. And then that just like getting that, like the coach was like, hey man, like come meet me in my office like after this, and that was like a crazy feeling. And then
what did you think like when he said
I don't know, like I didn't know what to think. I was trying to just keep my I was trying to stay level-headed, and like people were coming up to me like, oh my god, like you need to offer it. I'm like, no, like it's like just calm down.
That's sick.
And then like I went up there.
You're trying to be like nonchalant.
I was trying to be like calm. Like I didn't want to expect to get offered, right?
Do you think that's a big part of football, like your mind, like your headspace, like staying calm in the field?
100%, man. Like you can be on the field, and like this is kind of off topic, but like you can be on the field, and if you're like, you can have a game where like you're like maybe you're a little sick or like something happened the day before and you're not locked in. If you're not locked in like every play, they'll either like say you're not locked in and you're a DB, they can throw that go to you, and like that touchdown, that'll change the entire game.
Yeah, that
or if you're a receiver, like you run a go and like you have it in your hands and you're not like completely locked in on where that ball is, you drop it, you don't score that touchdown, that could be change the entire game.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Like being locked in is like actually the biggest thing of all time. Like you guys today, when we were just playing football, we were putting a little flag scrimmage against another team. I was so locked in and I did so good. But like they see me, like when I'm not locked in, I'm so bad. And like
you can't be angry.
You can't
get angry. You can't be like.
You gotta be so locked in on yourself, and you just gotta trust in the other boys, and
you
gotta be a leader, but silent or not or loud. But like you just gotta like being locked in. If you're not locked in, you're gonna get fucked.
That's really interesting to me.
It's just so true. Like if you're not locked in, you're not gonna get fucked.
Yeah, that's because my version of locked in, like when I'm on the field and if I'm trying to be like so serious about it, just like I get that like that's my only thoughts, like just stay locked in. But I feel like for me, when I'm on the field, if I'm just like like, oh, like I'm out here with the boys, I'm having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like just play your game, Morgan. Play football. Like when I'm on the field, I feel like I almost am annoying the boys. I'm like, hey, let's go.
Yeah,
like
that's actually, it's so true because
Everyone's a different
me
versions
and
of
Morgan
being
have been
locked
on the
in.
field together like since
and
kids.
we are
And,
like
on
polar.
defense,
I feel like we level each other
yeah,
out.
we do, because like Morgan would be like strong safety and I'd be free safety, and we'd like be beside each other. And when it's like a heat game like that, like we had this game like GW Graham, like it was like 47-46, and we're on the field and it's like fourth quarter, and like I'm playing there and I'm like, I can't talk, like I'm like so dialed in, and I'm not thinking about being dialed, but I'm so dialed in, I'm like dead silent, but I'm like obviously like, but I'm like yelling out the routes and like everything like that, and I look over to Morgan and I can't speak, and Morgan's like, hey man, like look at this field, man, look at the fans, man, like we're just having fun. Like we go in the huddle and Kenny, like our old quarterback, said, yo, Oscar, run a corner, and this is like in overtime, and I ran a corner and I caught it in the end zone, and I was like so like in
By the
shock.
way, disclaimer: this was in front of national news. By the way, national news filmed this touchdown.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I didn't. I
That's
was
true.
but
That's
I didn't.
facts.
I didn't like. I just caught it, and then I just straight face, like I just ran back to the huddle. I was in the huddle and I was like dead silent. And I just remember Morgan coming up, he's like, "Oh my god, man, that was crazy!" And I was just like, I couldn't speak. So it's so different for a bunch of different people. Like when I'm locked in, I can't. I'm not super like.
Yeah.
I'm pretty quiet, but then it's different for other people.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like us three talk about it a lot. It's called like the flow state, and I feel like you gotta, like, as an athlete, you gotta do your own thing to find your flow state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I think flow state comes with preparation and just being confident. If you
100%.
come in, you're confident.
Yeah.
Because you worked hard.
And you watch.
You'll be in your flow state. If you don't, like even if you don't even like, flow state is just a thing of confidence. Like if you're confident in the moment, you honestly, you don't even have to be that prepared. You could be like a shit player and go into a flow state. Like as long as you're in your flow state, like you're gonna do well.
All your confidence comes from your preparation. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're
You gotta-
not like
you
if you
gotta
have
watch film, you gotta know like the routes they're doing right before they run them. You gotta know, and once you have that, and you have that like confidence, you have your good cardio, you have like you feel strong, you feel athletic, then you can get in that state and you can stay there.
because when
the
you're
whole game.
because when you're playing, you don't want to think much. You just want to be like reactive, and that's how you get in your flow state. And you can't just be reactive without like watching film and preparing, because you gotta like watch your film, learn it, practice it all week. Then you have it down. You have your moves down, and that way when the play is called, you're not thinking, oh, what am I doing here? You're just doing it.
100%.
That's where the confidence. That's where flow state comes from. It comes from preparation, and you're not second guessing yourself. You're just doing it. That's what it is.
Okay, going back to the recruitment process. Like I was in this camp, took me into the room and he just sat me down. He's like, Oscar, like, we love what you see. Like, we're just going to give you this offer. And like, I was like, holy crap, man. Like, I texted my dad right away. Called my mom. I'm like, wow, like I finally, and it's just like a weight off your shoulders. Like you came out here and you got that offer. And then it was a great feeling for me. And then after that, I came home and I was trying to like, I think my parents really, really wanted me to go to Toronto, like from the beginning. So they were like, as soon as our football season started, they're like, Oscar, like just commit, like right now. Like, I don't want you to get injured and then they'll take this offer away. Like just commit. And that actually like was the worst like stress of my life. Like I was waiting, like it wasn't even mid-season yet. And I hadn't really even reached out to any other schools, but like everyone around me was like, Oscar, just commit, man. And I'm like, you know what, after that I was just like, all right, like I'm just gonna do it. Like I just commit. And then I'm really happy with my decision. But I didn't really reach out to any other schools or like look into anything
Queens
else.
and stuff, like Western.
Queens, like, yeah, a bit, but it's just like, it wasn't really like, I tried to, in my head, I was trying to like be like, hey, if I have an offer from every single school in the country, like, am I still gonna go to Toronto? And I had to sit down, like, have that conversation with your parents, and you're like, yeah, like, I think that's the right decision for me.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's how it went for me. I didn't really, like, after I made a mid-season tape, and then I didn't make tape for any of the other games besides just a senior season tape just for fun. But yeah, it's different for everybody. And our buddy Dawson, like, he just got recruited now. Like, he got his offer like 2 weeks ago, which is like unheard of.
Yeah, getting an offer in March is crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
This is your year to finally show yourself a quarterback, and you don't start. And a lot of people in that situation would be like, fuck this. like it's over, but you decide, no, I'm gonna do this. This is what I want to do. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna work for it. How did you stay motivated? Like, walk me through what that was like for you.
Well, I stayed motivated because I would say there's 3 reasons. First, like myself, like I love the sport too much to quit, and I'm too like I put too much work in. Like I just like love the sport too much to quit. It's like literally I just watch football. The NFL. I know everything about the Seahawks. Like I just love football. I have for my whole life. Love the sport way too much to quit. Second of all, I made some because even when I was playing quarterback. Like in the first few games, I made some really good plays on defense, so like that helped motivate me. And then I think third of all, most importantly, my dad, my mom as well, but mostly my dad because he can relate to me. He played football in university, and he's been like always pushing me, and he like been the number 1 believer in me. So like he's always believed in me, and he's like, bro, like he's like, Darius, man, like this is not the end of life. You just gotta keep playing, whatever opportunity you have to get on the field. Take it because I know you're a good player. And my dad really pushed me. Like he's probably like the number 1, like he is the number 1 reason why I'm still, or not like doing, like I'm doing this for myself too, like obviously I'm doing this for myself, but like he's the number 1 reason why I stick through that. He's definitely the best dad like a kid could ask for.
Yeah.
All right, Oscar, I have a question for you now.
Yeah.
If you could do it all over again, go back 2 years, 3 years, what would you change about what you did in your recruitment process? Would you wait to commit? Would you talk to other coaches? Would you transfer? What would you do?
Okay, biggest thing, like you gotta get that film out there, and you wanna start building relationships with those coaches early. So I think end of grade 11 season, I would have sent out my film more. Like I would have really tried to build the relationship with these coaches and these schools, just so they have that name in their head. Like they have me somewhere on their board, right? Maybe I'm not the top, I'm like a grade 11 guy, but like just so they know who I am and I can get that relationship built. And then I think I should have waited to commit just to like view out the options that I would have, because first of all, you get into your season and you want to start making tape after every single game and start sending that out to coaches like immediately. Like you send it out to coaches and you start texting them. Like they don't respond, like you should just keep texting them, and eventually they're gonna see the type of player that you are. You want to send them your best plays, and you want to say like, you want to send them your grades, you want to say like what you're doing. And then I think I should have waited just till after
January maybe.
No. Yeah, I guess, yeah. So right as our season was done, I think I should have waited till...
Do you think, like, did you want to wait to, like, be, like...
Reflect, kind of?
To be, like,
On the
oh, like,
season?
I got, like, these offers, like... Because I know, for me, if I was to go to one school, I would go to Guelph. Like, Guelph is my... I knew, like, you just know.
I knew. That's what I felt. That's what I felt about Toronto.
And I just knew, like, for Guelph.
And the only reason I do... Like, I knew... Even if I got an offer from any other school, I think I still would have gone to Toronto. That's the thing. But I think... Just waiting and like I didn't.
It would have been nice to be like, hey, I had 7 offers.
I had
because you obviously would have had those offers.
But
you're Oscar McPhee.
It's the thing is like, at that point, is it even like if you know you want to go to the school, is it worth just committing right away, or do you want to hold out your options? And I felt like I had to, like in my mind, like it's like I had to commit right there. They were gonna take that offer away, and the advice I'd give to someone else, like they're not, if they give you an offer, they're not taking it away. Like
that's a fucking lie. Like they're not taking it away. Yeah,
that's a lie, bro. Like they're not. If they want you to play in their team, they're not just gonna be like, all right, man, like you waited too long. Like we're like, no, they want you, and they're gonna tell you they have that offer, or they're gonna say like a date that you have to commit by. Like, okay, if you don't commit by this date, like then we'll do it. But I had all the time in the world, and I had all the time to think about my offer, but I shouldn't have let it stress me out as much as it did. Like, it really got to me, like, making that decision, because I was like, okay, these are, like, it's a big decision, man. It's, like, the next 4 years of your life. So I should have just been more, like, patient and, like, not stressed that, okay, if I don't commit by this game, like, they're gonna like they're gonna take my offer away. Like, no, that's not realistically gonna happen.
It's just the coaches, the university. They want you to commit before you get other offers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like so
they're
you choose them.
obviously, yeah. And the coaches, like, another thing, like you can't believe everything a coach is gonna tell you, right? Every coach, like I know, like when they recruited me, they said it to me, like they're like, okay, yeah, like you're gonna like dress first year, like you're gonna have like this, you're gonna have this opportunity, but like once you commit, like you're just another one of the commits. Like you're back, you're first year, you're bottom of the barrel. So
You had coaches tell you you're gonna start first year.
Not start, but a coach was like, yeah, like you're not redshirting. Like
who said that?
Like Joe Cap, Paul, whatever. He's like, yeah, bro, you're gonna be a returner, bro, year one. And I'm like, yeah, like it's all hype, but you realize after, you're like, they said this to every single player, right?
Yeah.
It's like that's what they're doing. Like they play these games just to try to get you to commit. They're gonna glaze you and all this stuff. So every school is gonna say they have the best facilities. Every school is gonna say they have the best academic this. Every school is gonna say they have the best like food hall and they have the best this.
Guelph does have the best food hall though.
I've heard that actually, but yeah. So just take it all with a pinch of salt.
All the coaches I talked to, I think they were pretty straight up. Like they were all kind of said, best players play. That's just as facts. They all told me that. I think they're honest about it. They best players play.
No.
Also, I think I had pretty like honest with. I think every coach is pretty honest with me. Besides the McMaster coach, he was maybe less honest, but
it's a business at the end of the day. All right, Darius, if you could like go back, say 3-4 years, go back to Bantam, what would you do different? Like,
I've thought about that one, and the reality is I wouldn't do anything different because this last 3-4 years, man, I've learned so many lessons and I've gone through so much that like, man, like it's just making me stronger, bro. It's making me stronger, and I wouldn't change a single thing. Like I wouldn't change nothing. Obviously, man, like I wish it went a different way here and all, but like I believe God's purpose for me was to go exactly how it went. It's because I learned so much, and like the lessons that I learned from this, it just gave me this chip on my shoulder, bro. What are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing at that.
I take this shit seriously, bro. I'm not even fucking joking, bro. I take this shit seriously. But yeah, it gave me this chip on my shoulder and this extra motivation and discipline. So I wouldn't change nothing.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah, that's the one thing I like heavily believe in. Like everything, like
you start regretting shit, man, then you're gonna fuck up.
You're gonna just if you're like, oh, I regret this, I regret that, then you're gonna live in the past and you're not gonna live for the future. Like you're gonna be dwelling on the past.
You can't change anything.
You can't live like that.
You can't change anything ever, man. And you have to love whatever happened. You have to embrace it, bro. Like you can't change nothing.
You don't have to, like, you can learn from your mistakes. Be like, yeah, okay.
Learn from it, man. But like you gotta embrace everything that happened.
Yeah.
And that's why, man, I play with so much passion, bro. I do all that, man. You know what I'm saying? I just do all that.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Like
it's God's plan, bro.
Yeah, my story is already written. What will happen is
it's already everything that's gonna happen is already meant to be.
Yeah.
Like God has a plan for me. I'm a firm believer in God. I'm a Christian, and I'll tell you that right now. Like,
all right, Darius, what about you? Like anything you want to leave the viewers with before we cap this off?
Yeah, I'll say a few things. Work hard, man. Stay disciplined. Keep that flow state.
Yeah.
That's all like one category. That includes the weight room, all that. Eat your veggies, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like, if you eat your broccoli and shit, like, you actually feel so nice, bro. Like, eat your veggies. I would say surround yourself with great people. Believe in yourself, man. And finally, bro, believe in God, bro. Because God has that plan for you, man. You trust in God. You pray to God. You talk to God. I'm telling you, man, your life will be so much better. And every aspect of your life will start to go like this, bro. Because you just believe in Him. And you don't care what anyone thinks besides the man above. That's all I want to say. And I really appreciate MM3 having me on the podcast.
Big shout out to these two boys. They're going to do big things next year. It was a pleasure having them on here. We're going to look back on this when we're all in the CFL, and it'll be a thing to remember. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. MM3 podcast.
Love y'all. See y'all next episode.
Hell yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the 4th episode of the MM3 podcast. Today we are here with
Will Morale. Thank you for having me, Morgan.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure with you, Will.
Thank you.
Will, explain yourself. What are you doing next year? What sports do you play?
So I play baseball right now for North Fraser College Prep. Next year I'm attending UVic for just general arts. And I'm not going to be playing college baseball, even though I have some offers, but I decided not to, and I'm just going to focus on school next year.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And what offers did you have? What schools were those?
UVic, TRU, Queens, Okanagan College, and Edmonton baseball.
Hell yeah. And what was your top choice out of those schools if you had to go play baseball?
Probably TRU. I went there for a visit. It was a really nice campus, but
You're getting framed here a little.
it was a really nice campus. I really liked the team and the coaches, but just decided that it was better for me to just stop playing, focus on school next year.
And how did you start? How did you get started in baseball, and what inspired you to pursue it?
My sister played t-ball back when she was like 6, and I was 3 at the time, and so watching that seemed pretty fun. I'd play catch with my dad in the yard, and that kind of just sparked the love for the game, and I started playing baseball that way, and then just been doing it ever since. So
I used to be a big baseball player myself,
yes,
I remember I made a prep team. Will didn't.
yes,
I outperformed him that year.
yes.
How did you deal with that adversity of not making the teams?
But
you stuck with it.
I mean, it definitely hurt at the time, but probably shaped who I am now. Maybe a better person and a better player. That year, I played a year at development. I mean, it wasn't the best baseball, but it gave me the reps I needed to become better. The year after, I went to play college prep. College prep, everyone was grade 12. I was the youngest guy in the league, probably the smallest, and I wouldn't say I did bad. So, at the time it hurt, but it made me better, and I was able to use it to my advantage.
Nice. Looking back on it now, would you change anything about it, or do you think it kind of sparked your villain arc?
I mean, definitely. I think probably I would. I still would like playing that team. I was lucky enough for Cam to have me out to play provincials with them, but it is what it is. Like, I can't really answer that. Like, I don't know. I would like to play on the team, but also I like the place where I am now, and probably if that happened a different way, I wouldn't be where I am right now today. So
Yeah, like I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Do you believe that too?
Yeah. For a few years, I keep telling myself that. I got cut from a few teams, and it definitely hurt. But it is what it is, and you just gotta come better for it, and just. You gotta look for it happens for a reason. God has a plan for you. And that's just something that I've always had to tell myself, and to get through the adversity. And it's worked out. So yeah.
I feel the same way. Like your story's already written, so just go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
How do you baseball is, besides golf, like one of the most mentally challenging games. Like you got to be, you got to have a short-term memory.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in the game. So how do you prepare mentally and physically for a game? We'll start with mentally. How do you prepare mentally for a game?
Mentally for a game, just saying if I'm, starting pitching, big thing is kind of just, I like to kind of isolate myself from everyone for a bit. Mm-hmm. And then usually about 40 minutes before game time, I'll start throwing and start warming up because, I don't need that long to warm up if I'm just going to pitch. Kind of just visualizing what's going to happen, visualizing my successes, and also visualizing like failures and like how I can react to that and how I can overcome it, and just both doing that has just helped me become a better athlete and have a better performance in game.
Yeah. And then what about physically? Like, do you have like a certain pregame meal, stretching routine? Like, do you have any like a set routine before a game, or are you just kind of wing it?
I always eat McDonald's before a game.
Always?
Well, if I have a doubleheader and I'm playing on the weekend, usually I have to be at the field by 8 or 8:30, so I usually go to McDonald's before the game, get a sausage and egg McMuffin meal.
Yep.
But probably not the best option, but it is what it is. And then before the game, I do have the certain stretches I do. I always hit BP, but it really depends on what position I'm playing that day. If I'm actually playing the field, then it's pretty like vague on what I do, but if I'm pitching, it's pretty similar every day. Like if I'll hit or not depends, but pretty much I just from 40 minutes to game time, like it's the same routine every day if I'm pitching.
And you were heavily recruited in the baseball community. So tell me what that was like, because for me, football, the recruitment, that's like a big thing. Like like if you go out on a visit, it's a big deal. You have to take photos and everything. Like it's a real big deal to go out on visits. And I know you went on a visit to TRU. So tell me about that experience and what that was like for you.
Baseball recruiting in Canada, I won't lie, it's pretty crappy. Baseball in Canada is not like U Sports. It's kind of like a club team for the university. It's not. So when you're going, if you're getting recruited, you're not going to get money, basically. The most they'll do is waive your fees. I was lucky enough that I had a couple of teams that would do that for me, but that's besides the point. Going to TRU, it was really cool. But I mean, it's nothing like your football visits. Like I had to pay to drive up there. I'm not getting flown out. I was there for a game. I had to play a game the next day. That's kind of why I timed that visit for that time. So, but I mean, if I was just there for the visit, like football, I know they would have paid for your hotel or paid for your living. I had to pay for the hotel for the game, but that's just part of the team. And then, but getting there for the camp is a lot different. Like I'm not getting photos. I basically got there. I met someone from the school, gave me a tour of the school. We walked around, and then after that, I briefly met with the coach at their stadium in Kamloops. Talked to him for a bit, and then basically he asked me how I liked the school. I talked about baseball, and then that was basically it. Like the visits are not glamorous, like they're pretty basic. They're kind of just student tours. But I mean, I wish baseball in Canada would change, that it becomes better, because I definitely, if I did probably had a better visit, if I did have a better experience like that, I probably would have committed. But just seeing that and the grind and how gritty it is, it just wasn't something I wanted to do. So
Yeah, and you have been a multi-sport athlete growing up. What sports have you played?
I played basketball, golf, and hockey.
Golf and hockey, okay. And why did you choose? I feel like you chose baseball specifically. Why did you choose baseball?
Hockey, I was pretty undersized. I had a lot of concussions in grade 8. First year hitting hockey.
Do you think I've dealt with a lot of concussions, and after you get a concussion, you're kind of CTE'd for a week. Like you're not thinking straight.
Yeah.
Do you think you have had challenges with that, like brain fog after concussion?
Yeah, I was pretty bad in grade 8. I had 3 in 1 year, in a month of like 6 months. I had a pretty bad one that put me in the hospital for a bit. I never had a concussion before, so it was something I had to deal with. I probably didn't manage it very well. I was out a little bit too much than I should have been. I remember at that time I was on meds for painkillers, and I also was quite angry and short-fused, more than I already am. So I remember that definitely affected me, and I had to sit a lot for hockey that year. So yeah, the concussions definitely got to me a bit. That's kind of why I quit hockey and why I just stepped away from the sport.
And I used to be a baseball player, and I'm a golf player, and baseball really affected my golf swing, and golf affected my baseball swing. So how did you deal with golfing and playing baseball at the same time?
I'm still dealing with that now. I went through a bit of a slump at the start of this year, and I kind of didn't really know what it was. I started picking up bad habits, especially with my bottom hand and my swing for baseball. I was extending it way too much. I like golf, and it really didn't click to me that it was golf that was kind of like affecting that. I'd put in a lot of work in over spring break and in the spring months for golf to get better and try to get ready for the golf season. And then I kind of just recently, within the last few weeks, I realized I probably should stop because I couldn't hit the baseball anymore. So I've stopped golfing for a bit, and I golf maybe once a week now, not compared to what I was doing before. So it's definitely, I'm just trying to focus on baseball and my swing, try to get it back to where it was. And so yeah, it's definitely affected me. I don't know if baseball has affected so much my golf swing, but yeah, definitely it's affected my baseball swing, unfortunately. So I've kind of just stepped away from golf, or golfed less than I usually do, and just to focus on baseball and try to get my swing back.
Yep, I feel that. Baseball is a very, I would say, you're a pitcher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very like isolated sport.
Mhm.
Like there's not a lot of like football. There's like
Yeah,
if you don't do your job, it's gonna affect the whole team,
yeah.
right? So how do you how was the I don't know, the role of teamwork and camaraderie in baseball compared to say basketball or hockey?
I mean, yeah, basketball. If a man's out of a play, if a man's like in the wrong position for a play, the play's not gonna work out. It's kind of the same for. It's not so much the same for baseball. You know, if a guy's in the wrong position for a shift or something, and the ball doesn't get hit to him, it doesn't really affect him. But at the same time, you have to be able to communicate on the field, or something dangerous can happen. You know, collisions. I mean, Morgan, you see them.
Yep.
If you don't call for a ball, you're gonna get collide, and also just picking up teammates after. You know, baseball's a tough sport. It's a sport of failure. Like, I mean, you're supposed to fail. So, just try to pick up your teammates and be a better leader. That's something I've had to take on this year, being one of the older guys. You know, third year in the league. So, that's something I've had to do. And, yeah, but also like pitching. You know, I mean, you're on the mound, you're on your own. You're kind of like you're in your own thoughts, but you're also thinking. You know, if you can't really think this, but it's a thought that if you don't perform, you basically take your team out of the game. Like, you know, you give up too many runs, and your team, it's hard for them to make comeback, and you lose momentum. So, you know, it's a team sport definitely, but there's definitely the individual aspect to it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And can you share with the viewers your most memorable moments and highlights from your baseball career so far?
Baseball, I don't know. I've had a lot of cool moments.
Like when you think of baseball,
Yeah.
like what do you think of?
I probably honestly, I think more of the off the field stuff I've been able to do with my team. You know, as much as I love baseball and what it's brought me on the field, but also like the memories and like trips that I've been able to go on with teams. But that's not just baseball; it's also like basketball. It's been really cool for me. Being able to go to Vegas with my team for baseball, that's a trip I'll never forget. And that's definitely like something I'm so grateful that I've been able to experience through baseball. It's just going on those cool trips, meeting teammates. And on the field, it's just like getting clutch hits, winning provincials with you guys. It was really cool. That was something I'll never forget. Our names now hang up and win skill forever. So that's something
Action in history.
That's something really cool. So yeah, as much as I have a lot of on-field memories, I do have I think a lot more off-field memories, just because like, you know, you're playing baseball for 10 months of the year, you know, practicing, you know, I'm seeing those guys every day. So those guys become like your brothers, and the experience you have with them is just something I'll never forget and really cool for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Hold on one second, viewers. Gotta pull up my questions here. What advice would you give to an inspiring young baseball athlete who's just getting into it?
Have fun. Just have fun, enjoy it, and just appreciate the process. Just like it's such a grind, and if you're not having fun doing it, you're gonna hate it. So I say if you don't have fun, just quit. But if you are having fun, just enjoy it. Because, you know, coming to grade 12 now, like my career is kind of coming to the end. I got 2 more months, and by August I'm done. I'm never gonna touch the field again at high school level or that much of a competitive level. So just enjoy every moment of it, and don't take anything for granted. At the same time, just have fun with it. That's kind of the big thing, I'd say.
Have fun with it, yeah. Do you think if you're not having fun with baseball, it affects your game? Or like if you're out there on the field, are you like super serious about it, or are you more like the laid back? Because in football, my whole team would be so serious, they'd all be locked in. You know, that works for them, but for me on the field, I would be like let loose. I would be like singing songs in my head, just like out, literally out there having fun. And that's when I performed at my best. Do you think that's the same with baseball, or do you think it changes person to person?
I say it changes person to person, but also like baseball, you have a lot of free time. Like you're not. It's not like football where it's play after play after play, and you know what you got to do and where you got to be. It's kind of like
More like
you could see 162 pitches in a game, and you might not even get one play hit to you. And you might you get 3 at bats, but that's about it. Like you can be in the field and you just be standing there for 7 innings or 9 innings, just not doing anything. So, I mean, I feel like you have to be more relaxed at that time. You can't be tense for that time, because if that ball does get hit to you, you're gonna be cold and you're not really going to be able to react fast. So for me, it's definitely the individual aspect to it.
And can you share with the viewers your most memorable moments and highlights from your baseball career so far?
Baseball, I don't know. I've had a lot of cool moments.
Like when you think of baseball,
yeah.
like what do you think of?
I probably honestly, I think more of the off the field stuff I've been able to do with my team. As much as I love baseball and what it's brought me on the field, but also like the memories and like trips that I've been able to go on with teams. But that's not just baseball, it's also like basketball. It's been really cool for me. Being able to go to Vegas with my team for baseball, that's a trip I'll never forget. And that's definitely like something I'm so grateful that I've been able to experience through baseball. It's just going on those cool trips, meeting teammates. And on the field, it's just like getting clutch hits, winning provincials with you guys. It was really cool. That was something I'll never forget. Our names now hang up and win skill forever. So that's something
Action in history.
That's something really cool. So yeah, as much as I have a lot of on-field memories, I do have I think a lot more off-field memories, just because you're playing baseball for 10 months of the year, practicing, I'm seeing those guys every day. So those guys become like your brothers, and the experience you have with them is just something I'll never forget and really cool for me.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, viewers. Gotta pull up my questions here. What advice would you give to an inspiring young baseball athlete who's just getting into it?
Have fun. Just have fun, enjoy it, and just appreciate the process. Just like it's such a grind, and if you're not having fun doing it, you're gonna hate it. So I say if you don't have fun, just quit. But if you are having fun, just enjoy it. It's, coming to grade 12 now, like my career is kind of coming to the end. I got 2 more months, and by August I'm done. I'm never gonna touch the field again at high school level, or that much of a competitive level. So just enjoy every moment of it, and don't take anything for granted. At the same time, just have fun with it. That's kind of the big thing, I'd say.
Have fun with it, yeah. Do you think if you're not having fun with baseball, it affects your game? Or like if you're out there on the field, are you like super serious about it, or are you more like the laid back? Because in football, my whole team would be so serious, they'd all be locked in. I know that works for them, but for me on the field, I would be like let loose. I would be like singing songs in my head, just like literally out there having fun. And that's when I performed at my best. Do you think that's the same with baseball, or do you think it changes person to person?
I say it changes person to person, but also like baseball, you have a lot of free time. Like you're not. It's not like football where it's play after play after play, and you know what you got to do and where you got to be. It's kind of like
more like
you can see 162 pitches in a game, and you might not even get one play hit to you. And you get 3 at bats, but that's about it. Like you can be in the field and you just be standing there for 7 innings or 9 innings, just not doing anything. So, I mean, I feel like you have to be more relaxed at that time. You can't be tense for that time, because if that ball does get hit to you, you're gonna be cold and you're not really gonna be able to react fast. So for me, it's definitely, I mean, it's different. Like, I mean, you still gotta be locked in. Like you can't be messing around in the dugout, playing on your phone, whatever. But it's also, you could be talking to your teammates. You could be having fun. For me, I started playing outfield this year. It's kind of lonely. I've been playing middle infield my whole life, so playing outfield's kind of lonely. It's different,
For the people who don't know what middle infield is, explain that.
It's second base and shortstop, so they're pretty close to each other. They're probably 60 feet, 50 feet apart from each other the whole time. So you're talking to that guy, you're talking to the pitcher, you're in the game. When you're in the outfield, the closest person to you is like 150 feet away. You're lonely. You gotta talk to yourself. You gotta sing songs and try to keep yourself entertained in the game. So yeah, for me, I like to play relaxed and just kind of go with the flow. It's a lot of the players, like some of the greats in baseball, they say like their swing is just, they try to be the most like nonchalant with it, like the most easy, like the easiest swing they have, because that's just the best they can hit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And do you prefer, like, now that you played outfield, infield, you played basically all positions?
Yeah.
If you could play one position for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Besides pitching?
Besides pitching.
Oh, probably. That's tough. I like outfield now, kind of because it's easier. I'm not so.
There's not so much pressure on you.
Yeah. And it is cool to make a sick play, but I also love the infield. It's something that I've always done, and I mean, I don't play it as much.
You're back. Will's phone is back.
Phone.
All right. Can you share any like funny memories, funny moments you've had in your baseball career that you think of baseball and it just makes you laugh, makes you enjoy the game more?
Pretty hard for me to put a finger on one. I've done stupid stuff that I look back on now and laugh, but at the time it was pretty bad.
Like when you punch yourself in the face after striking out.
Yeah, I did do that. That's something I did in grade 3. I was pretty much a head case back then. Probably.
He was a plug.
Yeah, so I punched myself in the nose when I struck out in the game. It was a pretty close game, 2-run game, bases loaded. Struck out. I remember punching myself. It was pretty bad for a grade 3 kid, if you're looking back at it now. But I mean, I learned from it not to do that again, but I also learned how to control my emotions, so I can laugh at that a bit now. But I can't really put my hand on something I've really done I can start to laugh at. There's always funny moments in a game, and yeah, it's probably too much.
Can't choose one.
Yeah.
For me, for football, I remember this year 2 days. It was the end of the week, and practice started later.
Mm-hmm.
And, we just had a really hard practice. Like, we practiced Monday, 2 practices, Thursday, 2 practices, Wednesday, 2 practices, Thursday, 3 practices, and then Friday was supposed to be a light day. So, me being a captain, Oscar McPhee being a captain, we were like, hey, boys, we were pretty hard this week. Let's go out. Let's party tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So, the whole team, we get together, we have a few drinks, we're partying. And I might have had a few too many, so I wake up in the morning feeling awful, barely able to get out of bed. And I'm like, shit, I have to go play football now. And I was in no position to play football. So I get there, it's about 10:30, still just in absolute shambles. I am by far the worst. I've learned from this mistake. I've never done it again.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we're jogging around the field, warming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh no. And I projectile vomit all over the field in front of the coaches. It was embarrassing. It was awful. I had the cold sweats all practice, my worst practice of all time. And it was awful in the moment, but thinking back on it now, like it's a funny memory. All the boys still bug me about it. So I'd say that's probably my funniest memory in my sports career.
Yeah.
It was an experience, to say the least.
MM3, has some of the best stories in the world.
Thank you.
If you sit down with them, you have a good conversation with them. Cameras away, phones away. It gives you a good laugh, and you also learn a lot of life lessons. So.
Yep. What are your thoughts on baseball, and what would you like to see change in the future, maybe with the recruitment process?
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. I wish schools put more money towards that. I mean, you can't really ask for that, but I mean, I do wish they did that. I wish baseball became U Sports. So they have softball U Sports. I don't see why not. And I don't know. It's different. BC baseball is, I wish they had more publicity. If you look at BC basketball, all the videos and provincials, you see that. I think last year provincials, maybe at basketball at least, was 12,000 to watch. For baseball, it's maybe 200, like not even. So I wish they had more publicity, and I wish there was more. So I wish the games were more intense sometimes. Unfortunately, in college prep, it's a 9-team league this year, and it's not bad. I think it's always been around 9 to 12. So I think PBL is 12 this year. And if you don't know the difference, one's public and one's private, but they're kind of like the same level of baseball almost. And then so with the 9-team league, 8 guys make it in provs. So with that, like the 8 seed, like you basically have to beat out one team that's Trail. Trail's not going to make provincials, I'll tell you that right now. So we're in provs already, and we're quarter way through our season.
Funny story, I know a guy on the Trail. His name's Levi.
Really? I head up to Trail in a week.
He's a big tall guy, brown hair. I played BLE with him.
Okay, I'll ask him about
Levi.
I play Levi in a week, then drive up to Trail.
I haven't seen him in like 10 years. But he was a great guy.
Anyways, so I just kind of wish like there was more competitive games. Something I liked what they did in the Bantam division is instead of having to win provincials for to get into nationals, you now have to it's like a March Madness bracket. And I thought that was really cool that they did that this year. I kind of wish they did that with us. It was between BC minor AAA teams and PBL teams in the Bantam division. They're doing that, so I kind of wish they did that for college prep, where we could play, other college prep and PBL teams to fight away spot to nationals. But yeah. So I mean, that's something I would like to see change, but
yeah,
I don't think it'll change anytime soon.
And for football, me being a football player, there's a lot of technology involved, like the helmets, the pads, and even in practice. Like next year, I'm going to Guelph, and you wear this it looks like a sports bra. It's called Catapult.
Yeah.
And it tells you your heartbeat, how fast you're running, everything. So there's a lot of technology involved in baseball, right? So, or in football, sorry. Is that the same with baseball, or?
Unfortunately, no. I mean, there's technology out there that's accessible, or not accessible, but like out there that could help you perform. There's TrackMan, there's Rapsodo, there's radar guns, there's all that. But I mean, that's gonna run a program. TrackMan, I know, is gonna run a program like 20,000 to have and maintain with iPads and everything. Rapsodo is probably on the like lower end, 5-7K. But still, for teams that are in BC, that's still a lot of money to put towards that they don't have in high school. It's just, I know for our team, we practiced out of the oval. I threw my pens on a a turf mound onto like a gym floor. So it wasn't like the best. I mean, it was not a bad mound. It wasn't the bad conditions, but it wasn't the best in the world. And I never threw it with a radar gun or a TrackMan. I basically had to go through my phone, film it, watch the movement of a pitch, watch my mechanics. I wish we did have that. I know Jays, they have a Rapsodo. A lot of teams have a Rapsodo now, and that's something that's cool. UBC baseball facility is probably one of the best baseball facility in Canada and one of the best in the world. It's their cages and their TrackMan and what they've done is really cool. So that's a program that's been able to use technology. But yeah, right now in baseball, and especially in high school, technology is not a big thing. Most programs, the most you're going to see is a pocket radar. And that's going to run a team like $200-300. But yeah, so I'd like to see that change. That's something I'd like to see change, accessibility to those things through programs, and maybe teams or companies teaming up with programs to do that.
And for me in football, you know, I don't have a lot of superstitions. I try and be casual with it because I feel like that's when I'm at my best. But when I played baseball, I had a lot of superstitions. Like, I would do the same routine when I walk up to the plate. I'd do the same bat tap on the plate. What superstitions do you have? Like before maybe a pitch, before at bat?
Yeah, for an bat, it's pretty calm. I usually take a deep breath, get my signs from the coach, and then tap the plate 1, 2 on the top 2 corners. No, top right corner, and then bottom left, and then 1 swing, and then I'm ready. So that's my routine. And then for pitching, I don't have so much for every batter, every pitch. Usually right before an inning, though, I'll take my hat off. And the first inning, I'll pray. No, first inning, I'll take my hat off and I'll look to the outfield and say a prayer. And then after that, every inning, I'll take my hat off, look down on the mound, and just take a deep breath and kind of just quiet my mind and play. So first inning, I'll say a prayer, rest them. I'll just kind of just take a deep breath and go. That's about it. Yeah.
And for me in football, you know, I was never a religious person until this summer. You know, I I bought a Bible. I became, you know, more religious, more you know, building my faith in Jesus. And I feel like that really, you know, made me a better person, made me a better player. You know, just putting my trust in Jesus, you know, letting him do his work when I'm out there in the field, you know, takes away a lot of the stress. Do you think that affected your game in a positive way?
Definitely. I was brought up with God in my life. My grandparents have always they've taken me to church, and my parents, I mean, don't go to church with my grandparents, but they want me to go. So God's always been in my life growing up. And then through baseball, I mean, definitely like we said earlier, just trusting God's plan and where he's going to lead you, and just like not second guessing him. Because I mean, I definitely have, like, getting cut from teams. You know, it sucks, especially when you're immature and young. You know, you're gonna second guess God and what he has planned for you. But growing up, getting older, you kind of just have to look at it and just like know he's got a plan for you and trust it. And so that's big for me. And then usually before a game, I'm not saying like a verse in my mind, or I'm usually just saying like thank you for what he's given me. Like, thank you for this opportunity to keep me healthy. You know, there's a lot of kids in the world that don't get to play baseball, you know, because of money, because of their parents can't afford it. It's an expensive sport that a lot of people don't know. So yeah, just being thankful for that. And so yeah, I think he's definitely like, I mean, God's been like, you know, I've been blessed that I can play baseball my whole life, and any sport I've wanted, come home to a meal and keep me healthy. So yeah, I think God in sports has been a big thing for me.
And you know, lastly, I know you're not you know, your playing career is kind of coming to an end, but
yeah.
What are your like aspirations and goals for your, you know, would you like to continue in the baseball community, maybe as a coach, maybe as, you know, spreading the game, like maybe being an activist for like youth sports baseball? Like, do you have any, you know, aspirations to go into that, or are you just, you know, focused on your business career?
For right now, I really want to win a provincial championship this year. That's kind of the big thing coming up in mid-August in Nanaimo. We have provs, and I really want to win. I left my program, or I left South Fraser this past year to come to North Fraser, and that was a pretty big move for me. You know, it's an hour 15 drive